Let's do it live on a Football Friday edition of the program. Merely Bo, the great Z. We got a date Sunday, baby.
Yes, we do.
Some juice to this one, buddy.
Lots of juice. Obviously, it's the most talked about game in the National Football League right now, and appropriately so. But before we get into that,
sure,
sometimes you're just in the presence of greatness, and it moves you.
Yeah.
And that happened.
Okay.
Yesterday.
Elaborate.
On this program, as we were going off the air yesterday, you said, and I quote,
I don't even remember what I said.
Texans are just going to go beat them.
Oh, yeah.
We don't need the points.
No.
Nothing.
Straight up.
Outright.
Boom. You're welcome.
Dr. J's clapping.
He knows. He knows.
G-Man, are you clapping?
That's right.
Yep.
G-Man's clapping.
Gibbe still nonplussed.
Maybe one day he'll be appreciative.
G-Man was not clapping.
No, he went like this.
He gave a point.
Oh, I know.
Greatness.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Your little moment together.
Acknowledge me. We're acknowledging Bo. You're not even paying attention. You're so unhappy about what's going to happen when we get to the over-under segment that you're checked out.
I'm good.
You are checked out.
I'm totally
Speaking
fine.
of being in the presence of greatness, we all are right now.
We all are right now.
All right. We'll just go
what
get
a job.
there in a second.
Little teaser.
Some would say it's perfection.
You could.
You could say it. You could make the case.
You could.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
True or false? Mr. Perfect's debut was on Saturday night main event with that vignette. Is that the first time that we were introduced to him?
That feels like a vignette would have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When
appropriate.
everything was, he just went through all the sports and just
playing with Steve Jordan. Remember that Minnesota Vikings?
Is that who?
End?
Yeah. Oh, he did?
Yeah, that's when the football one. Yeah.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah, Steve Jordan is in that
That's great.
one. Yeah.
That was so great.
Mr. Perfect, also great friend of Wade Boggs.
Makes sense.
And saved Wade Boggs' life.
Is that real?
Yeah. They were, I believe the story, here, Google this and you can fact check me in real time. But I believe the story goes that they were really good friends, Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, and Wade Boggs, and that they were hunting together, and they went over a fence, and the fence gashed.
They went over a barbed wire
fence, and it gashed Wade Boggs severely, where he's losing a lot of blood, and Mr. Perfect, being the stud that he is, basically put him on his back, on his shoulders, and carried him out of there so he could get medical attention. That had he not
nailed it,
he would have died.
Yeah, he was tangled in a barbed wire fence, and then Mr. Perfect freed him, carried him several miles to their truck, and brought him to a hospital, saving him from bleeding to death. How about that? What a job out of you, and what a job out of Mr. Perfect. It's fantastic.
Absolutely perfect.
We don't need perfect from Shedeur Sanders on Sunday. No one expects perfect out of Shedeur Sanders on Sunday, but I'm damn excited to see how he plays.
I'm very excited. I think Shedeur Sanders, after talking to him today, I think he's expecting perfect. He's ready to go. He feels good about it. And, yeah, I think that this is going to be – it's not often in a scenario like this you get what can only be described as must-see TV.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Must-see TV. And that's what this is going to be. It is going to be must-see TV. I know that I was talking with Ross Tucker, who's on the broadcast with the great Tom McCarthy. And I know that networks around the country are actually trying to get access to this game. Now, whether they will or not, I have no idea.
Yeah.
But it's not just Ohio, that there are other places that are trying to.
I'm sure. Well, I wonder when.
When did the Broncos play?
That's what I was looking into. Where are they? Oh, they're off.
They're on a bye. So
they're
Colorado
on a bye,
wants it.
so I'm sure Colorado wants it.
Yep.
They want it. I know Columbus tried. I did not get an update today.
Really?
I forgot to get an update today on if Columbus.
And you're plugged.
Yeah, I had forgot to ask. I was too busy prepping Ohio State Senior Day against Rutgers.
Also, I don't know if you're aware that
really locked into
big locking. What did you trot out on your program down south? Did you trot out Zagura at quarterback -14? Who's in?
Hold on just a second, because I do have some.
That's what I'm curious about. Also today, big thank you to our great friend of the show, linebacker coach Jason Tarver. Give me a little shout out in his presser today. So thank you for that, Tarv. Nice. Appreciate that. Very nice indeed. It was from the interview that I did with Carson Swessinger, which we will hear today, right, Gibbe?
So
Is that right?
In terms
Yes,
of
you will.
In
Yeah,
terms
maybe.
of me, I went I think 7.5, and I think you said 14.5.
Yeah, 14.5.
is what you were thinking for.
a couple of
that you
tutties.
could go in and quarterback the Buckeyes. So I was having this conversation, and I did not have it on air, but I was having the conversation with someone because I did want to workshop it a little bit, and I
We're
went.
like my buddy's delusional. Let's just
I
preface it
went
with
to.
that.
As I was saying it out loud, the absurdity of it was quite obvious.
I don't think it's that absurd.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
That the absurdity of it was quite obvious. That a man who had never played organized professional football at any level, hold on, I know about the accolades in the Georgia Flag Football League, but had never played organized football in any manner, could somehow, at the advanced age of his mid-40s,
I'm younger now than ever.
Yep, that someone like that could go into play against Division I Big Ten athletes, quarterback a football team as good as the Ohio State one is, to a victory over anyone. And as I'm saying this out loud, I am aware of how absurd this all sounds. But then as I'm done saying it, then I also have to understand how convincing you can be. You're a very good salesman. I think your only flaw when we have like any sort of issues when we go offense or defense attorneys, prosecution or defense is you lead the witnesses.
do.
But in this instance, you are the witness.
I am the witness.
And so you're great at leading the prosecution to believing what you want.
Thank you.
So as I'm saying, and then I start thinking, because I know you got a good arm. I know you can whip it.
Tarves was very impressed today. Was he not, Gibby?
Yeah, there's a great many people who are impressed. And
We had
and
a
then
little
I was
sesh.
thinking, like, okay, like if it was going to happen, like what would it look like? What would he have to do to be able to do it? Like what would be the requirement to win? You probably would see 10 in the box, 9 in the box always. You'd have 9 in the box,
Please.
and they'd say, "Good luck, old man. Let's see if you can how this goes." And then so you basically what I think you'd have to do is, because of how poor now Rutgers is a 5-5 football team, so this isn't like you're playing
Sure.
1AA.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, even that, like I always have this conversation with like kids, like how hard it is to play like NCAA Division II football.
Yeah.
The type of athlete you have to be, let alone like Ohio State Big Ten level football. So what I came down to was their defense is so good that I don't think Rutgers is going to score much, if anything, on them, maybe 7. Then can you make probably 5 throws over the course of 60 minutes that are money throws? Can you make 5 go throws to Jeremiah?
Yes.
Where you put it in a place where only he can get it, or
Sure.
I mean, that's really what it's going to
Probably
come down
even
to.
just underthrow it, and he can just come back.
You might be able to.
Yeah.
You might be able to. So that's really what it comes down to. And I go back to, I think I have the right number. I think it's 7.5.
Okay.
I think that's
so
the sweet spot.
I appreciate that.
But
you
I think
still
you
think
could.
that
I
can
do
do
think
it.
you could. Yeah, I think you
All
could.
right. So 2 things. Number 1, I want to remind people out there. Actually, I'm not going to use one of the examples. Let's cross that example out. That's not fun for any of us to relive. I'm going to remind people of, I believe it was Christmas Day, a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
The Raiders,
Yeah.
quarterbacked by Aiden O'Connell,
Okay.
went into Kansas City and beat the Chiefs
Yeah.
in a game in which they did not complete a pass after the first quarter.
True. Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. That did happen. And then
That
Chiefs
did
won the
happen.
Super Bowl.
They did win the Super Bowl. In fact,
pretty
that ended
wild.
up serving as a great wake up call for them.
That's a great point out of you. Yeah.
The Raiders.
Raiders.
That is the Raiders beat the Chiefs, who would be better talent.
I
But
think
it's
the
even
talent
closer.
comparison is very similar, though. The Raiders then versus Rutgers, Ohio State versus Kansas City. I
Yes,
think
and
that's
then
fair.
that the other side won. Now we're talking about what's a lopsided talent situation. I mean, I just saw Jordan Reed's initial top 50.
Yeah.
And there's like 6 Buckeyes in the top 20. And
Yes.
3 or 4 in the top 10, including players 1 and 2.
Yeah.
None of whom are the quarterback because
No.
they're not draft eligible.
Not draft
And
eligible.
Jeremiah
or
Smith.
Jeremiah. Yeah.
So I'm feeling pretty good. The other thing I like to do is Dr. J. Dr. J played college football.
He did. Yes, he did.
We've had a throwing session. Dr. J, do you think I could make 5 throws in a game? Easy.
Dr. J.
Dr. J.
What a job.
I didn't know what he was going to say. That's a just on the spot real question.
Look at him, though. The great Dr. J. That's awesome.
Gibbe is.
So I think 7.5. I think you can do it.
Disgusted. He's lost that room. That's our room.
We all.
That's
they're
our
with
room.
us. They're our guys.
Oh, they're 100%. They're our guys,
They're
and we're
preparing
their
fixins.
guys.
That's
We
totally
are.
fine.
They would
I
definitely
love
prepare our
nothing
fixins.
more-
All the fixins
I
we
would
want.
love nothing more than to put you under center, and I want to be in the booth for it.
You
Now
would be.
that
in the
I
booth
would love.
for it.
I
That
think
would be
it's-
amazing.
I think I'd
I
frisk with
think
Paul
it's going
Keels.
to be a day that we will all never forget.
Do you think I could get a rise out of Paul Keels?
Don't besmirch the voice of the Buckeyes.
I'm going.
How is that a besmirch?
I-
I was asking, do you think I could get a rise out of him? I don't think I could.
I'll ask Big Daddy if he could. That'd be so.
We
great.
I
work
would
together
love
in the
Big Daddy
booth.
to call it.
If
We've
Big-
called a game together.
I know you have. It'd be great if I could get. Maybe I'll see if I can get the Big Daddy to record a Zagora to Jeremiah
Touchdown.
touchdown.
I'd like
and
that.
see
A
how
great
that
deal.
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. See
See
how
if
that
it sounds reasonable.
See if it sounds reasonable. Yeah.
Be amazing.
I mean, Scott Bakula did it.
Yes.
How hard can it be? How hard can it
Kathy
be?
Ireland
I'd
was
love to
making
find out.
field goals.
She was. Yeah, she was crushing field goals.
Manu the Slender.
Sinbad was a great DT tackle too.
Yes.
Really got after it. So
Anybody who can, if okay, we just named 4 characters. Now we use some of their real names, and one who was actually the name of Manu the Slender was absolutely the name of the guy in the film. But great film.
yeah.
Where's that at? That's never you
Never
never
see it.
scroll
No,
onto
you
that.
never
You're
see
a
it.
scroller. You never scroll on that.
Ed Gennaro, I believe, was the
Gennaro?
coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, who was the and then the guy who was the I would call, I guess, the general manager of the hotel in Pretty Woman is
Also, yes.
on the staff as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like that. So you settled on yes. Yes, we can.
I felt like I was right. I thought 7.5, and that seems like a good number.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Our scenario
Yeah.
makes that game so much more interesting as a television product than what
it's
it
gonna be.
is going to be.
Yeah, it's tough.
This is why I said a long time ago, no joke. I've been trying to do this when I was a much younger man. I was in my 30s and had a much better shot at actually pulling this off. That in the fourth quarterback, when there were 4 preseason games,
Yeah.
that we do a content piece where, like, I go through all the quarterback meeting rooms, the drills, you film it all, so you can get a kind of a way to see what actually goes into all this. And then in the fourth quarter, the 4th preseason game, I get a series. And for every yard I get, this gets donated to charity or whatever.
Yeah.
I think it'd be
love
hilarious.
that. Yeah. Why did you not play football in high school?
Pedro's not
Pedro's
about that.
yoke?
Yeah, not about that at all.
Prototypical size?
Not about that. No, I did not.
We had the height.
Brother, when I graduated,
All you had to do is get in the weight room a little bit.
didn't matter. I ate more. I was not allowed at multiple friends' homes for how much I ate. 6'4", 150, dripping wet.
Just couldn't.
Metabolism of a hummingbird, they told me. I was taking 2,000 calorie weight gain shakes multiple times a day and
It didn't
eating.
matter.
Didn't matter. Eating a gallon of ice cream before I'd go to bed, nothing. Bubkiss. If I was built like this now, yeah. Or then. If I was built like I am now,
right.
then.
But that's you wouldn't be as that. They would have made you a D end if you
No,
were a
they
high
would
school
not.
kid at that size.
No
now
way.
they
No
would have made
way.
you
I would've
D
been
end.
a
You'd be like
shooting
Miles.
a shooting guard and a quarterback, a slinger of the pill.
Yeah. So 7.5.
I like it.
Yeah.
Gibbe, where would you put the vast Gibbe estate? On me or on Rutgers?
Rutgers.
Rutgers still? Yeah.
That would delight me to make you homeless.
As an added note,
That is an
Rutgers
added
one of the worst
bonus.
defenses ever.
Well, they have the worst rush defense. They're really bad against the run.
And you,
for sure, Kev.
you don't think I could hand it off to the running backs of the Ohio State University?
I just think it
Wait,
comes
are you
down to
completing
5
passes
throws.
or are you handing it off?
Well, I think
We're playing a game.
We're just trying to win the game.
Trying to win the game. But I'm going to complete
But
this.
they're going to put 9 in the box,
Yeah.
and they're going to put
some one-on-ones
and
on the outside.
We did say, and I think there's as a side note, I think there's some real red flags around Carnell Tate. I do think Jeremiah Smith is going to be fine, but for the sake of this conversation, we have them both in.
This is wide receiver U.
Yeah,
they've got
dudes.
dudes.
But Jeremiah is the cheat code. Like he's the one where you could just kind of throw it.
Here's the thing. You put 9 in the
go get
box. We've got 2 on the outside. They can just run a slant. I just throw a slant. Gone.
Yeah.
House call.
Yeah,
We might score 100.
I think the throw that would make the most sense would be anything
Just put it in
fade,
the air.
just any fade down the sideline to 4, and then I think you'd be in good shape. All right. Practice has.
I'm hurt that you would bet on Rutgers.
No, I think it's very on brand. You wouldn't expect it any other way. It would seem. It would
Why
not
would
seem
I-
authentic.
The other
I
way would
have
seem
no-
authentic. You'd be trying
I
to put like a
don't think
reverse
the-
Maloik on me.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to put a Maloik on you.
You don't
I'm
get
just
a
telling
Maloik.
you, like,
You're cursed. You're done.
You're not just you're not
You're
just
toast.
walking out on the field.
Let me
and
tell you something.
Beating a Division
When
One
you
football
say,
team.
I'd like to stay in the guest suite in the basement of your house, you know what I'm going to say? No. But Dr. J and the G-Man, they can come over.
They can
We'll
come
have a
right
party.
in.
Fine, they can even
We'll have a
change
party.
diapers of screamy babies in the middle of the night.
Oh, he doesn't
Luke,
scream. He sleeps like a baby.
Sleeps like a baby. And now that we're in the wean mode, which was off the snoo, you got to wean them off the snoo so they get ready to sleep in a crib so the snoo no longer moves. He's sleeping even better.
He's crushing it.
We're having to wake him up at 7:20. Like, buddy, they starting. Come on,
Amazing.
join us.
Come on down, baby.
Oh, then you walk in and he goes like this. As soon as you walk in, he goes,
Hey,
the biggest smile.
what a time to be alive.
He's unreal.
It's unbelievable.
He's
That's
unreal.
so fun, man.
He believes in me.
Of course he does. Maybe, yeah, I think you could do this. A couple of things. Final injury report of the week. Out this week, Alex Wright, Jamari Thrash, Dylan Gabriel. Questionable Jack Conklin. Raiders report not out until a little bit later today, as of course they are. Are they Mountain Time? Or are they Pacific now?
Pacific.
Okay, they're Pacific.
I have a question.
Max Crosby popped up on the injury report yesterday.
Yeah, he's gonna be fine. Yeah. He's gonna be fine. What was to Jamari Thrash? What was the official injury, Gibba?
Jamari Thrash had a foot, I believe.
Foot. He's got a foot.
All right, there you go. We did have a game last night. This goes back to a conversation you and I were having a couple of weeks ago about how wide open all this is. Buffalo gets beaten badly in Miami 2 weeks ago. Wins at home last week convincingly, and then goes
knew they
to
were going
Houston. I know, but goes to Houston without Davis, without C.J. Stroud. And Davis Mills he was 16 of 30. It's not like he was
fine.
great. He was fine. Their defense is very, very good. Houston's is
Quite
very,
good.
very good. But what is happening here? You have the Bills now at 7-4. The Chiefs are 5-5. Baltimore is 5-5 or 4-5.
4
Baltimore's 4-5.
4
I
and 5.
think 4-5.
No, they've had to have played 10 games. They've had to have played 10 games. I think they're 4. Are they 4-6?
Ravens are 5-5.
5-5. Oh, even
So
better.
they're
for them.
5-5. Kansas City's 5-5, and
Hey, here's the deal right
Bills
now.
are now 7-4, and the reality is that because the Patriots now are. It's hard to imagine a scenario where the Patriots don't win that division, so Buffalo's going to have to be a wild card at best. Now, Kansas City is not catching in the AFC West. They're going to have to be a wild card at best. There's this glut of teams in the AFC South, plus the Chargers. And then what do you do with Baltimore and Pittsburgh?
Well, it's going to come down. Baltimore's going to have to win the division. They're a game back. I think that's their best path, right, is to go in the division and to get that win. And the Ravens are undefeated in the division thus far.
Yes.
So they've beaten us, and they've beaten I think they have 2 to go with the Steelers. Is that right?
Baltimore?
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah, so they go
Cincinnati twice, too.
Oh, so they've only played us.
Yeah, they have Steelers twice, Bengals twice.
Their
Still
next
remaining.
3 games are Bengals, Steelers, Bengals.
Dude, if Burrow doesn't
After the
play,
Jets, so they'll be
and
6-5.
Burrow may end up playing this week, but if Burrow doesn't play Thursday, I mean, we did this when they were 1-5. They're going to be favored in every game they have the rest of the way, except for maybe now Patriots at home on the 21st. That might be the only one they're not favored in.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
There's not enough spots, buddy.
No.
There's
not in the
enough
AFC.
spots. No. And Buffalo needed that one to try to stay within striking distance of New England. They are at the Steelers next week, then Bengals, at Patriots, then they're here, then Eagles and Jets is how they will finish the schedule for the Buffalo Bills. So it's a much more robust schedule than, for say, Baltimore has. And now they only lead Baltimore by a game and a half, and Baltimore's got a game this weekend to get within a game.
Yep.
Kansas City is in absolute must-win mode this week. They host the Colts. I mean, you can't go to 5-6 because these AFC South teams, dude. Like now, Houston 6-5,
There's
Jacksonville 6-4. Like
Colts at Cowboys, home Texans, home Chargers. They need to win probably all 4 of those, but at least 3 of those.
Yeah.
3 would get them to 8-6. At Titans, 9-6. Home Broncos is going to be a monster game. They win,
Yeah.
and then they get the Raiders at the end, which that feels like that'll be a win. But yeah, they've got to win 3 of their next 4.
yeah,
It's wild. Yeah, and it's something. Colts, I don't think will be caught.
No. Denver's not being caught.
I don't think
and
so.
I don't think New England is either now.
No.
They're 2 full games up on on Buffalo rather, but really they're 3 because they have the tiebreaker right now. In that they won.
Yeah, I think
so. I think New England's tough to. New England's situation is pretty remarkable. They're at Bengals this week, and it sounded like it was going to be Burrow, and then today to me it sounds a little bit like it's going to be Flacco. It's kind of my feeling of listening to him today.
Yeah, within the last half hour, it seems like everything swung back to Joe Flacco.
Yeah, no one's straight down there in terms of who's playing or who's not. But
I mean, if you don't know by now.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah. So, I mean, I do think they'll suit up Joe, though. But, if you suit him up, why wouldn't you play him? I guess I just don't
Here's the thing. They got – because they play on Thanksgiving night, it's a quick turnaround. So maybe you just give them a few more days and trot them out on Thanksgiving night.
Yeah, for sure. But, it truly is –
it's a must-win.
It's a must win for them. Even now there's fate chances with 7 losses. But if you pick up the 8th loss, it's over. So, if you want to have some sort of false hope of making the postseason, you got to win out. Play Burrow.
Yes.
If he can play, and he did all the 11 on 11.
They just have never said if he did 11 on 11 with the starters.
No, I know they haven't. Yeah. But the New England case it's pretty convincing. They have 2 tough ones in a row with Bills and Ravens. Bills at home and then at Ravens. Those in middle of December. But other than that, it's Bengals this week. Seems like with Flacco. Then Giants at home. Then Bills at home. At Ravens. At Jets. Dolphins. At most they're going to lose 2 more.
Yep.
I don't see any scenario how it's any more than that. And that's 13-4 for New England. Year 1 with Vrabel.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
Not at all.
No.
It's going to get real dicey real quick, though, in the AFC because of all of this. I thought Josh Allen on the injury, I thought he was on the hit. I thought he was going to be – that did not seem good.
No, it did not seem good. He looked – their defensive line was dominant, that of the Houston Texans. I don't love those uniforms for him.
All right, Beamsy had a great thought on him as we're watching. These helmets would look amazing in all-white uniforms.
The red helmet over
red
all
helmet
white. Sure.
over all white.
Sure.
And I said, I think you're right, buddy.
Sure.
It's too much damn red. I actually think they'd look pretty good with a red helmet, red jersey, white pant. I think that would even look
better.
I also think they shouldn't have used chrome red on the face mask.
No, that looked like it was spray painted.
Yeah. If they use a white or even a navy blue or a gray probably wouldn't work because it's kind of a metallic. But, yeah, I think the face mask makes it kind of tough too.
I just think that
a lot of red.
Their H-Town uniform is good. The regular ones are fine.
Yeah.
I think that if this one, over a white uniform would look really good. I also think that they could just – I know that they can't.
Yeah.
Imagine if that was a baby blue lid.
Of course, yeah.
With a white face mask, a white jersey with baby blue numbers. It would be unreal. I
think it's amazing that they acquiesced.
Can't you just have a different baby blue?
That's the conversation you and I had in the moment. I just said, just pick a different baby blue. Just don't use that
Pantone or whatever.
Use that one.
Yeah.
Like the University of Houston. Remember Amy Adams tried stopping them from using baby blue?
Yeah.
And the University of Houston said, yeah, we're good. We're going to use it. And guess what? They wore baby blue.
Yeah.
You don't own an entire palette of color.
No.
There's a difference between North Carolina blue and Columbia blue.
Yes.
Those are different shades. That's all you have to do.
Yeah,
UCLA, there's another one. So I don't understand why people
just do it.
Pick make it slightly lighter, slightly darker.
And because there's some of it in that H-Town one.
Right.
The H-Town's dark with a little in there.
I remember talking to Landry Locker about this, who used to be up here and is now down there, and he's a Texas guy. And he said that little bit that they have in the H-Town blue was all that they were allowed by the NFL to use. And I said, well, hold on a second. Let's say that the Cleveland Browns wanted to put baby blue in the logo, light blue in the logo. Let's say we did. We want to look like Tufts, and we want to show some baby blue along with the brown and the orange, whatever. You're telling me that Amy Adams would be like, no. You can't use baby blue in any town other than mine, the town that I own a team in. What?
No.
What are you talking about?
No.
It's absurd.
It is absurd.
So I don't buy it. I don't know if the NFL was like, look, we don't want to
Chargers
fight
use
with these
baby
people.
blue.
Great point. Yeah. Use Ole Miss baby blue. Ole Miss uses baby blue. Sky blue, they call it. Use that one. You don't have to use that color that they use. Just use a shade of it.
And why can you use red?
I have no idea. Yeah, why is red the one that
They
you
were
can use
red,
that?
white, and blue.
They sure were.
They still are red, white, and blue.
They still are.
It's just a different blue. You can't.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never understood that.
I'd say just do it.
I would just do it too. That's what the University of Houston did, and they were fine.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
You're not going to do anything. Is the answer to it.
Nothing.
Those are your hot topics today, presented by University Hospital, official healthcare partner of your Cleveland Browns. Coming up next, your reigning defensive rookie of the week, Carson Swessinger. He sits down with Z. Coming up next, you're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Browns fans, visit clevelandbrowns.com/Sugardale. Vote now for which Northeast Ohio high school marching band you'd like to see perform at halftime of our game on December 7th against the Titans. It's March to Midfield, presented by Sugardale and Meyer. Now here is Z, one-on-one with Carson Swessinger from the Kevin Stefanski Show last night.
Very happy now to be joined by the reigning Pepsi Zero Sugar NFL Rookie of the Week, Carson Swessinger, and we're not going to get into it too fast because also the leading tackler on your Cleveland Browns, leading tackler amongst all rookies, third on the team in tackles for loss with 8, tied for fourth with 1.5 sacks. You tied for the team lead, 2 interceptions. You got another one last week, 2 in your last 3 games. You're basically doing it all, brother. You're basically doing it all. How does it kind of, as you sit here and you say, oh, man, in college, I'd be about to wrap up the season. We got 7 more to go, but, man, unbelievable start to your NFL career.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I think, first of all, I like the fact that I got more games to play. Some people say there's a rookie wall, whatever. I feel like I'm just getting going, but other than that, I think a lot of the play that I have comes from the people that are on the field with me. I think it's pretty easy to play behind the front 4 we have, and then with the back end we have between the safeties and corners, it makes me able to play pretty free, me and D. Bush both. And, having him next to me, too, is another huge thing.
Are you superhuman? I need to ask about this. You had a high ankle sprain. People are supposed to be out 4 to 6 weeks with a high ankle sprain. You didn't miss a game. We had a bye week. Maybe you wouldn't have missed that one, but you have missed a game, and you're playing back-to-back double-digit tackle games. We'll talk about what you did in the Ravens in a second, but how did you do this? And Tarv, I remember we're on the bus to go to, where did we just play on the road? New York.
Yeah. And
Tarv's like, yeah, he's going to play. I'm like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, he's going to play. And Tarv, obviously, is the best. But how?
Yeah, I think it's, for me, when it happened, my first thought was, all right, what do I have to do to get back on the field? And, I didn't really get a bye week. I was here every day, but I think it was worth it. And then, credit to our training staff, too. They had me doing all sorts of things. And, I was trying to make sure that I was doing everything I possibly could to get on the field as fast as possible. And, that week was able to start testing it out, and everything felt good. And so I was like, all right, let's give it a go. And
there wasn't even like a hint of a limp. You didn't have a big thing on your ankle. I saw you out there in New York, and you're out there. You're doing you and Easton always throw the football around, and and I'm like, he looks fine. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just always been something too. Even
Coach
going back to when I was little,
blood or something like that.
Yeah,
I mean, it's incredible, and obviously we're certainly happy you were able to get out there. All right, this past week, you had 2 plays that boggled my mind. The first one is, and I wonder if this was kind of a oh my God moment. You beat Derrick Henry in the hole, him coming downhill. Now, I've seen people tackle him. I've seen them, they get run over and they tackle him, as he kind of falls over them. You stoned Derrick Henry. I've been doing this with this organization for 13 seasons. I've seen a lot of Derrick, more than I want to see of Derrick Henry. I have never seen that before. Was that one where you were like, oh, yeah? And what was kind of the reaction in the film room and amongst the guys?
I think anytime you have a hit like that, whoever it is, you get pretty excited. So that was definitely a fun one. I mean, it was a great call to get me in this situation where I could be playing fast for that. And, then I think –
that's Derrick Henry.
Yeah, but I don't know. Once I'm on the field, it's kind of just that's the running back, and that's who I have to go tackle. Is kind of how my mind works, and so that just ended up being what the play was. And obviously it's definitely exciting in the game, and definitely you want those types of plays to happen just to bring momentum for the defense. And so it was a good play.
There was that one, and then there was another one where you didn't meet him head on. He was running through the hole, and normally when he gets that 5th step, see you later, and you arm tackled him and brought him down, like you snared him. And he runs through arm tackles like it's made quite a good living doing that for his whole career. That one might have even been more impressive to me because at least the other one, you had your full body in there. You're a big, strong guy, young guy, maybe he's a little bit older, but I've never seen anybody just arm lasso him when he's going.
Mm-hmm. I think, that one too just comes down to a lot of tackling. What I say is you just got to want to make the tackle. And, we used to have a saying, if it wiggles, tackle it. And so, you just hold on for dear life, and at the end of the day, no tackle is going to look perfect every time, and you just got to be able to hold on to something and get them down and get a body part.
Yeah. What's it been like being for you? Because if you look at what we've played so far this season and the offenses we've played probably for a Mike linebacker, especially a young Mike, like the murderer's row. All of these high motion offense, a lot of eye candy, running quarterbacks. Everything designed to stress you. And then, kind of you're battling the quarterback with all the checks and all that. And it's been Aaron Rodgers and Lamar and Burrow and Drake May, who's playing really well, and Jared Goff. I mean, week in and week out. You started 1 year in college. I asked Kevin Stefanski, I'm like, how does he do this? He goes, I don't know. It boggles his mind. are you kind of just like, how do you lock in, and how have you kind of mastered things that it's not like you were a 4-year starter at UCLA and played, saw all these reps and all these different offenses to come in here and do what you're doing in the NFL is, buddy, it is wild.
Yeah, I
don't know if there's a question in there as much as it's nuts.
Yeah, well, I think a lot of it comes down to just preparation, like you said, with so much eye candy, so many motions, and the certain checks and looks that these quarterbacks can give. And when you go into the game really prepared and know what's coming, it makes it a lot easier to, when certain things start to happen and move fast, you already expect them, and so it doesn't, get you going quick. You can stay calm under pressure and do what you need to do. And
that's like Roquan Smith's supposed to say. He's been playing in the league for a decade. Do you have a photographic memory or similar? Like, do you retain something really quickly?
I think I learn pretty quickly. I think I always have, and that's definitely helped me. But I still think a big part of it comes down to being able to, take the time to prepare. Because it's just set apart certain times of the day where, I'll put my phone away so I don't have distractions and just lock in for 30 minutes, take a break, do another 30 minutes, and just small things like that help throughout the week.
What's it like playing for Jason Tarver?
Oh, it's great. I think especially too, he coached and taught or took classes at UCLA, and so he was biochem there, I think. And so our minds kind of work similar. So there's sometimes he'll say certain things in certain ways, and it might not make sense to some people, but just the way our minds work, we're kind of rolling in that aspect, and then just his energy that he has on the field all the time. It's the best. And you think maybe it's just it's in the meeting room. It's everywhere. Anytime you're talking to him.
He's a regular on our shows because he's the best. Like, I love that guy.
Yeah.
For a young player, one of the things he does that I know is different, and I think your position coach can obviously have a huge impact on your development. He is the most thorough note giver, I think, of really any position coach I've come across. How helpful has that been for you?
I mean, that's been instrumental, just because, like I said, part of the aspect is preparation, and he gives all the answers that I'm going to need in order to have success. And so being able to have all that, and if I end up with any questions, he can answer them right away. And every note possibility, he goes over it, and so that even when we're going out to the practice field, already prepared for what we're going to see that day and ready to roll.
And you mentioned Dev, and he's having a great season, and I'm sure he'd say it's great playing next to Carson as well. But you have a guy who was a former first-round pick, guy who has had a 100-tackle season in the league, a guy who was a Mike linebacker in this league. How helpful has that been to have that veteran? But he's also, he's only in his second year in this system. This was a very new system for him last year, but both of you guys playing at such a high level.
Yeah, he's been super helpful. I think all the guys in the room, whether they've been there for 1 year or as long as, Dev and Bake have each, contributed and helped me and, in their own ways. But especially Dev being next to him, I think we have good chemistry out there too. And we're always on the same page. So, we can make each other right a lot of the time, and having that is super helpful.
So in New England, you had a lot of your family there. Does that crew travel to every game, or was that just in New England?
I usually have family at every game. My parents, my dad, I don't think's missed a game since I was 8 years old.
Cool.
So that's pretty cool. That's his thing now. And my mom, I still have 4 other siblings, so sometimes my mom has to take care of the younger brother or things like that. So I get it, but I think they've been at. Both of them have been at all. I think she had to miss one at one point, but I don't fault her.
You
had
a big group in New England. So normally our booth is not on our bench side. So when we were in New England, it's actually a very low booth. So we were kind of in, Coach O'Shea's wife's right in front of us, and all of your family was there in the jersey. You get your first interception in front of your family, which had to be cool. And then unfortunately you get hurt, so then we get to watch them being like, what's going on there? That had to be kind of surreal because you did have a big crew there, and you got the pick, and then also the injury.
It was cool because both my sisters were there, and that was the first game they had both been to, so that was pretty cool. But then my sister was after the game. She was like, "Oh, we need to come to everyone after the pick," and then she was like, "Okay, maybe we don't because you got hurt." So, but it was great to see them after the game too, and it's always nice to be able to see your family when a game like that happens. And
Did you keep the ball?
I think so.
I hope so.
I kind of took it from me, and I just was.
It's somewhere.
I was like,
Marked
it's somewhere.
For you.
So
we're gonna hope. Yes. What has been your favorite play that you've made so far this year?
I don't know. They're all. I think this is gonna sound like a bad answer maybe, but like the next one, I'm just looking forward to going to make the
Tarv
whatever
would be
the next
Tarv
play.
would be crying tears of joy at that answer right there. He would be absolutely. That's fair. I like it. You're focused. And listen, we all like watching you make plays. You're going to get, I think, a lot of opportunities. A team that's very running back, tight end heavy, Genty and Brock Bowers. So when you've kind of watched them, now last week was kind of an anomaly. They threw it every down for some reason in that one, but you have to imagine they're going to try to get Genty going, and they've got that great tight end. So another good battle for you.
Yeah, of course. I think, like you said, anomaly from last week. You're going to expect them to try and establish the run, especially with the back they have, and then same thing, the tight end focus too with the guys they have there.
Carson, it has been a pleasure. We got to let you go. I'm sure you have meetings to get ready for this game, but it's been so fun watching you play, and just keep it going, man. Congrats on being the Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Week.
All right, thank you.
All right, coming up next, we'll play a little higher or lower. You're listening to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Add more fun to your fandom with the Ballybet Sportsbook app. Download today, get 50 back in bonus bets. You place your first wager of 10 or more. Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time for a little segment we like to call Over or Under.
Yes.
Let me ask you guys this. As you're calling the game Sunday,
Oh, yeah.
how aware are you of where we are with the over-unders, Gibby?
Well, the man who you're sitting 5 feet away from, I'll give you a guess where he's at, depending on what we're doing on the football field.
Quite aware.
Quite aware. Now, on this one, I honestly didn't realize he had a
week.
I knew he had at least 2, if not 3, and I didn't know that. I couldn't remember the other ones because we even talked about it in the break. We were like, I can't remember the other 2.
I think it's just the fact that I have a lot of belief in this Cleveland Browns football team, and it led me to the right answers.
When was? I mean, in fairness, like that's pretty great. 5-0. Like, when was the last time one of us went 5-0?
Bo's got the record there. He can tell you.
It hasn't happened this year.
Yeah,
Gibby,
that's a pretty.
You had a 4-1 2 weeks ago. Z had a 4-1. Gibby went 4-1 week 1. Then you went 4-1 week 2.
Correct.
And then Gibby
Nathan's
had
here.
another 4-1 2 weeks ago.
Jeez.
So this is our first 5-0 of this week. Z went 5-0.
In the words of the theme song for Dolph Ziggler, who made a triumphant return Cleveland zoned, I am perfection.
5-0.
This is why I want him to go on the football field.
Just kidding.
1, because he thinks he actually can do it. 2, because I want to see Captain Perfection.
It's one of those we'll just never know. We'll just never know. Can't say I couldn't do
I
it.
was trying to think of a way. I think I wonder if a MAC team would let you do it for
my
I want to be surrounded by
my
the
alma mater,
Buckeyes.
second to last in the bottom of the conference.
Well,
so they've got some work to do.
Yeah, I look forward to you walking up to Eddie George and saying, "Look, I got a guy."
Yeah.
And I want him to play.
I did meet him at the Combine. We had a lovely discussion.
Eddie's
So we
one of the
have a-
nicest guy ever.
So we have
Eddie
a
is the
rapport.
nicest human ever.
Yeah, he's one of the best.
He looks, quite frankly, like he could play today.
I think that's right. I think that's fair. And my hunch is I would bet you that there's like a 60% chance that the next time you see him, he'd remember your voice. If you properly met him and had a conversation with him,
I
I
did.
would imagine.
Briefly, it was at the
I think
Combine.
he would remember your name. I really do.
That would
Just
make him a lot better than I am.
He's
I-
got
I
some
know
work to do.
faces.
terrible at
I'm
names.
horrible with names.
I am too. Him and Clark Kellogg are unbelievable. You meet them one time and they will remember your name. It's
Ozzie
wild.
Newsome is also
He's
very
like that?
good. Well, I don't know. With me, he is. I
Yeah,
saw
like-
him obviously at the game, and he's oh, Nathan, good stuff.
Yeah. It's like
You're the
they
Wizard
have
of Oz, brother.
Have it in their head to like face name,
Yeah.
click, and it's in.
Yeah. So for me, it's like faces go into a depository in my brain that's spot on. Like,
Yeah.
I could have not seen somebody for 30 years, and if I had
Nailed
actually,
it.
I'll know. I know you. Not saying I know where. Names, it's like in, and it's.
I
like
know it.
injected immediately.
I know it. I'm probably more like you in that.
So did I end up 2 and 3?
Yeah, you're 2-3. So he's got a 2-game lead on you now. 30-20 for Z and 28-22 for Gibbe.
There's a new sheriff in town, boys.
Yeah.
And he learned how to talk into the microphone.
All right, here you go.
150.
You guys ready? We ready?
Or
We got
350.
by the way, we've got 7.
It's 3:49. I talked to
We
the
have
microphone just fine.
7 this week
Yeah, because we're
we
going
have
best of 7.
we have the G-Man bonus 2.
Young Gabriel.
All right. We're going to start with completion percentage. Zaguri, you go first for 1. Shadur Senders. Completion percentage 53.5.
I mean, this one is too easy. Too easy. Over. Automatic. All day, every day. I believe in the Browns. I believe in Shadur. Do you?
53.5, Quebec.
I would yes, because at 53%, it needs to be over that. It
I don't
can't
know if
be
it
under
does.
it. It can't be under. It needs to be over.
I mean,
I might not be over 53% when we beat Rutgers.
I don't know if I don't know. You might be able to win without it. Like Davis Mills was barely that last night And they won.
They beat the Bills.
With a great defense.
Yeah.
You don't need to be there, boys. All right, but we're over.
We're over.
All right, we believe
Yes.
All right.
in a high completion percentage game at a Shador. All right, next.
He's the all-time most accurate passer in college football history.
He is. He went 4 of 16 last week, though. So we got to.
You've got more than double that.
We do. All right, this is a combo platter. Total yards. Gibbe. Our guys, Fannin, Chief, and Judkins. So the 2 tight ends and Judkins. Their guys, over under their guys, Genty, Bowers, and Ian Thomas, the other tight end. So both their tight ends and Genty versus both our tight ends and Q.
I will take us this week.
Over for Gibbe.
Frankly, Bowers is the only one that concerns me. We can stop the run. The tight end, we have a problem covering from time to time.
Brock Bowers very good. Very good player.
Hold on 1 second. I need to look at something.
PFF Nate.
I'm searching for a potential clarification.
PFF Nate.
Got to do his homework. I mean, it paid off. He went 5-0.
He went 5-0.
Thank you, Gibbe. It's one of the nice things you've ever said.
I'll find something to keep you down on. Just not this.
Yeah.
It is my belief,
Yeah.
and I could be wrong. Hold on. It is my belief. Let me just look at something here. Okay, 61%. It is my belief that Michael Mayer might actually be the second tight end of.
Last weekend he wasn't, but is he? Is he the one for this week?
Yeah, he
Well,
is
I'll just
the
tell
one.
you, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, he was. He had more targets, catches. He's playing 64% of the offensive snaps to 30 for Thomas. So could I have Mayer, please?
Does
John.
that change your answer, Gibbe?
No.
So once again, Gibbe's looking at this all wrong. Gibbe is saying, I don't believe.
I just took our 3 guys.
No.
You're
Two
saying
of
the other
them
way.
are pass catchers. We're going to be up big, dominant, very, very big. They're going to be in chase mode. There's going to be checkdowns. Genty coming off a career-high 6 catches last week.
Yeah.
Career high. So there's going to be a lot of Genty. There's going to be a lot of Bowers. They're going to be throwing it Geno left, Geno right, Geno middle, all of that. So they're going to, what we call stat pad. They are going to have fourth quarter accumulation. And that is why you're going to see the Raiders trio produce more total yards than our trio, because we're going to be comfortable. So
Way ahead.
comfortable, we could see a lot of Dylan Sampson and Jerome Ford in the fourth quarter.
Next.
Thank you, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Z.
What was that?
Thank
Pass
you, Sir
attempts.
Mix-a-Lot.
Geno Smith. 29.5. Over. Gibbe?
What was it?
29.5. Geno
For-
Smith. Pass attempts.
He had more than that in the first half last week. Go.
Yeah, they're going to have to. They're going to be behind.
Both went over. Oh.
But does that logic track?
Does it add up with the rest of it? I don't know.
No.
Next.
Over, under.
Sacks and turnovers. 5.5.
Gibbe's turn.
Gibbe. 5.5.
Over.
Over.
Holy smokes. All right. Next.
Over, under.
All right. These are the G-Man selections.
Young Gabriel.
Opening kick return distance. Who's up here? Is this you, Z?
Segura.
Opening kick
Segura
return
not pleased
distance.
at young Gabriel on this
is
one.
terrible because we don't even get to know who's actually receiving it. There we go. Montana State, he likes it. Montana. Yes. Joe Montana. Saturday.
Does he know?
I think he's saying Saturday.
Yeah, Brawl of the Wild.
Brawl of the Wild.
Yeah, Brawl of
Yes,
the Wild.
yes,
Saturday.
yes.
Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. Good to see him. Kick return distance from young Gabriel Z, 27.5 yards.
How can we even answer this question, young Gabriel?
That's why I love it. It's
we
a good
don't
job out
even
of young
know
Gabriel.
who's returning the opening kickoff.
We don't know. We have no idea. Mr. Segura.
No, you don't get to tweak it. You don't get to.
No, I'm not tweaking it. It's done.
Let's go.
It's 27.5.
Pick.
In the event that
Yeah.
the kickoff
God, here we
is
Goes out of bounds or
out
goes
of
through the
bounds,
end zone.
is a touchback.
That would be under.
That's under. That
That's
counts
under.
as that's zero.
That counts as under. Yeah.
under.
Give it.
Under.
Gibbe, I'll be honest with you, you should have just taken over.
Under.
Schwesinger tackles. Gibbe 9.5.
Yeah, 10 last week, I believe.
He did. But if they're going to throw it as much as all you guys think,
got to cover the tight ends.
what's the opportunities?
We have issues. I'll say over.
All right, over. Give it.
Same. And your leader headed into week 13 remains Nathan Zagura.
Finally, next.
Over, under.
The
Oh,
actual.
wait. We could be tied.
The actual. 36
it.
and a
Big
half.
brain on the private school kid.
36 and a half. The actual.
Good God.
Yeah.
C'est moi.
Yeah.
They're not scoring.
I'm taking the over because this guy's going to take 5 hours to explain why he's come up with his rationale.
Oh, give me. Outsmarted you there.
Right,
There you go.
Like taking
a new
candy
game
from
day
baby.
destination on Dog Pound Drive this season. Stop by the Doghouse by NGM Insurance. Made for Browns fans by Browns fans. You won't want to miss it. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. NJM, proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Jason Harwitz, radio voice of your Vegas Raiders, is going to join us coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Elk and Elk Serious Lawyers, serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK-OHIO for a free case review. Elk and Elk's proud partner of your Cleveland Browns. Time to go behind enemy lines. Jason Harwitz, radio voice of your Vegas Raiders, joins the show on the Twisted Tea Hotline, presented by Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea, official sponsor of your Cleveland Browns. Keep it twisted, Cleveland. Well, buddy, I would assume with our change at quarterback, this one adds a little bit more juice for you guys as well. What is kind of the buzz out there of Shedeur making his debut in Sin City on Sunday afternoon?
It's kind of fitting, almost ironic, and I think interesting is an understatement because, if you guys remember before the draft, right, and certainly during December and January, Shedeur was posting pictures of Allegiant Stadium. He was seen at an Aces game with Mark Davis, talking with the owner of the Raiders. There were all kinds of ties that I think a lot of people thought. It's not unique, and it's not only Las Vegas. I mean, Shedeur was tied to a lot of teams, and considering all 32 teams passed over him for 4 rounds, it's not just the Raiders, but there was a lot of thought that he was going to be a Raider. Mm-hmm. And so I think it is kind of fitting that in this stadium, in this setting, he is going to get to make that start. Now, if you are rooting for the most interesting storyline on Monday, I think the most interesting storyline is he's awesome. Mm-hmm. But whether or not that happens or not is a different story.
And we certainly would like to see that. Jason, good to talk to you again, brother. Hope you're well.
How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
I am finally indoctrinating my 8-year-old to pro wrestling.
There you go. There we go. There we go. I love
great
that.
Age,
I love that.
He doesn't quite grasp yet the difference between the one he watches on Big Ten Network when Penn State is wrestling Iowa and how that's different than WWE.
Well, they're just
I kind of explained to him that one is fake and one is not.
Hey, whoa, hey now. We'll just say that one is more
traditional,
entertainment-oriented, and one is more traditional. Yeah. Sports.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. One they did 2,500 years ago. That's right.
Yeah, we're trying to get actually The Miz, who lives in Las Vegas, trying to make sure that he is in attendance for this great game against Raiders. What's it been like for you guys this year? You bring in Pete Carroll, you bring in Geno Smith. That kind of feels like a team that's going for it in a division where it was always going to be very difficult to go for it, and obviously the results have not necessarily been that. What do you kind of make of this, the franchise, and where it is and where it's necessarily going?
So frustrating is an understatement.
Yep.
I think I tend to live by an idea that life is directed by expectations. And, you can set your expectations whatever you want, but when you bring in a borderline Hall of Fame coach, maybe he is a Hall of Fame coach, but certainly a Super Bowl winning coach who's top 20 all time in wins, and the pedigree that he had for 20 years, both at USC and Seattle. You bring in a quarterback who has been a 2-time Pro Bowler the last 3 years and resurrected his career. You draft Ashton Genty to go with a superstar in Brock Bowers. I think the expectation was that the offense would be competitive, not as much of a struggle as it had been the last 2 years, and the defense would be good enough and all of that to, be it maybe not a playoff team, but certainly playing playoff type caliber games into December, where the games mattered and it's still, it's still up in the air. And that was the expectation. And when you fall as short of that as this team has, it makes it much worse than just a 2-8 season. I mean, this is my 4th year as the announcer for the Raiders. It is my 3rd year of those 4 where we have been 2-7. My first year, we then rattled off 3 straight wins, but we were 2-7 this year for the 3rd time in 4 years, and this one felt the worst by far. And some of those are the blowouts, but some of it is also just what the expectations were.
Yeah, and Jason, it's so hard to get a real foothold in a market, especially a new market, when you don't have that success, right? I mean, how's all that playing out?
Hard, because they moved, and this is not their fault.
No.
But they moved to Las Vegas the first year when COVID happened. Mm-hmm. So you've got this brand new, beautiful stadium that nobody's allowed to be in. And then the next year, there was a lot of intrigue because the stadium was open. But then also think about what happened in 2021. First of all, the team won, so there's that. They played a lot of really interesting games. But around that, you also had the John Gruden emails and his resignation / firing. You had the Henry Ruggs, hit and run murder, and which he is now in prison for. And then you had Rich Bisaccia, who came on to be the interim head coach, led them into the playoffs, and then was let go. And then the immediate after effect of that was you trade for Devontae Adams, so you're going to have this great team, and you have superstar, and the team goes 6-11, and they haven't been above 500 since. So it is absolutely hard to start building that footprint. There's no question you see Raiders stuff everywhere, but Las Vegas is a transient city, and that's not to say that they can't become this massive Raiders town. I think it is going to be a Raiders town. I think it will be, but you have to win. Mm-hmm. You know, the Golden Knights were an expansion team, so them being in Vegas is different because that is Vegas' own, right? It wasn't somebody else's. But they were in the Stanley Cup final their first year,
mm-hmm.
and that so it makes it a little bit different. And we'll see what happens, right? The A's are going to relocate to Las Vegas. We'll see who jumps on board if people are there. It's an open air stadium in the summer. I don't know, but we'll see.
When you look at the drafting of Ashton Genty, and obviously they've tried to get him going now the last few weeks, it's just been tough kind of sledding, but last week in particular, 31 passes on their first 34 plays. What do you kind of make of that game plan, and do you think this week they're going to kind of reverse course and really try to get Genty going? Because I think if you drop back against Myles Garrett and the Browns that many times, that could be problematic.
Yeah. Nate, I don't know if you and Andrew Siciliano do this in some stadiums, but our booth is right in Allegiant. Our booth is right next to the coach's booth.
Okay.
And Chip Kelly sits right next to my partner, Kirk Morris. And now there's a window that separates them.
That's glass? Like you can see into it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Now, they sometimes have plays and things, on that glass or notes or whatever. So, but my point being, we were tracking that in the first half because, of our plays, of our 4 run plays in the first half, one of them was a scramble. So of those, to your point, 34 designed play calls, 31 of them were designed passes.
Yep.
And in the end of the day, I believe we technically ran 12 times. One of them was a kneel down. 3 of them were Geno Smith scrambles where he dropped back to pass. So we ran 58 plays on Monday night, and 50 of them were pass plays. Now, how much of that did Geno check out of? Were they all? Now, again, I don't have the answer to that, and they're not going to tell you that. But Pete Carroll, as soon as the game was over, said it was on him. He said it was his design. He had influence on it. They wanted to pass. They wanted to take advantage. And for a good portion of it, I mean, they were moving the ball down the field. He is right about that.
Yep.
But it is surprising because of how much they have spent this year talking about he wants to get the run game going. We're got to get the run game going. And it felt like at times, a good portion of this year, there's been some animosity, at least between how the media has been talking about it, how Chip Kelly is calling plays versus how Pete Carroll wants them to call plays and vice versa. And so it has felt, now look, if we were winning, this would be a little bit different, but it has felt all season long like they haven't really figured out how they want to run their offense. And it may be personnel based. This offensive line has struggled all year.
Yeah, it really has. And Geno struggled too. And I mean, obviously the weapons aren't there on the outside the way that you'd want. And Kenny Pickett was here. Is there any chatter about Kenny at all?
Not really.
No.
I mean, there's been a lot of calls by the fans to bench Geno. I think a part of this fan base thinks everything is Geno's fault. I am not in any way, shape, or form of that. I think the 1-3 start, you could have attested to Geno. The Chargers game week 2, 3 interceptions, 2 of them were bad. The Bears game week 4, Raiders should have won, but 4 turnovers, including another 3 interceptions. So there was some of this early that you could have attested to Geno. But the reality for the last 6 weeks is the offensive line's been really bad. He's been running for dear life. The Cowboys game is a perfect example of that. And so I think at this point he's just come to grips with the fact that, like, hey, he said something after the game, like, hey, blame me for everything, right? Blame me. If you're late for work and you're stuck on the highway, blame me. If your kid didn't eat their breakfast and they're screaming, blame me. Like, it's kind of like tongue in cheek, but like, that's kind of where he is right now. And I don't know what that means for this team moving forward. There has been some clamoring from the outside to play Kenny Pickett. There have been opportunities to play Kenny Pickett, and they chose not to. It feels like forever ago, but week 5 in Indianapolis, it's a 40-6 game. Geno played every snap. Kansas City, It's 31-0 at one point. They did bring in Kenny Pickett, and he fumbled the opening snap, and they lost the ball. And he took some knees at the end of that. So last week you could have brought in Kenny Pickett. They didn't. And now the added part to that, you guys, is that Aiden O'Connell, who broke a bone in his wrist in the preseason in the final game
led
of
to
the
the trade. Yeah,
which led to the trade, is now back. And he is active and a full participant. And, I don't know. I haven't heard what Pete Carroll said today. I'm not positive. But my gut is that Aiden O'Connell will be your backup and that Kenny Pickett will be your emergency third-string, quote-unquote, inactive quarterback on Sunday. I don't know that for a fact. And I could be completely wrong. And maybe they said something about that today that I didn't see yet. But that's my gut.
What is your gut on Max Crosby? Because obviously that raised a few eyebrows that he showed up on the injury report yesterday. Do you expect him to be good to go?
Max has been playing through some injuries all season, and he's been on the injury report before. Obviously, to your point, the fact that he has that knee issue pop up. He got hurt in the Kansas City game and missed I believe it was the whole second half. And part of that, the reason that he didn't miss a game was because we had a bye right after that. So he had 2 weeks to get healthy, and then, had the Jaguars game, which our defense the first half was unreal. The only points the Jaguars had was the record-setting 68-yard field goal. And then the second half, the defense didn't get one single stop, and we lose in overtime. And that's kind of been the inconsistency of the Raiders' defense this year. So, is Max's knee flaring up again? Is it a different injury? I don't know the answer to that. Last year against Cleveland, I believe, was the first time he ever missed a football game. And I don't know if he's going to play yet on Sunday.
That's the one guy that we're certainly a little bit nervous about. I guess I'll ask you just from that defensive standpoint, that the Raiders this year have been the number one cover 3 team in the league. They play a lot of zone. We know that. Joe Woods obviously is on that staff, who was defensive coordinator here, so we're quite familiar with playing a lot of that zone. Do you expect, after kind of seeing what the Ravens were able to do with the blitz on Shedeur Sanders, a Raiders team that really hasn't blitzed a ton this year is probably going to try to heat him up that way?
I would hope so. Yeah, I would hope so. To be honest, like some of those, there were some surprises. Like even the zone they played. Oh gosh, 2 of the 3 touchdowns that the Cowboys scored, 2 of the 4 touchdown passes the Cowboys had. I was like, God, why are they in zone there? And they I'm never one to bring that up on the air because it's just not my expertise. I can see it when I'm calling the game that they're in a zone. Although sometimes you're watching the ball and not necessarily how the defense is dropping.
Sure.
Yeah.
But I can also understand in the after effect is like, why are we so far off playing zone when they're on the 4-yard line? That doesn't make any sense, right? So like, there's a little bit of that. I would hope that they're gonna bring pressure, right? But at the same time, I don't know. Like, if you're the Ravens, you feel confident in Kyle Hamilton and Malachi Starks, in Marlon Humphrey, and without having watched the entire game, I don't know who if anybody got hurt, missed an action there, but like they feel confident in their back end. I don't think, other than Eric Stokes, that there's a full boatload of confidence in one-on-one stuff. So
makes sense.
I think you're playing with different personnel, and that also plays a factor.
Jace, always great talking to you, bud.
Yeah,
Thanks for your time.
Look forward to seeing you.
See you guys out there. I don't know what the press box Cleveland food is going to be, but I'm curious.
Well, listen, you guys hopefully are going to have some pretty good stuff for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
well, that's what I mean. No, that's what I mean. Like our unbelievable food staff at Allegiant Stadium and what they put together is always themed around the visiting team.
Oh, really?
Always.
Oh,
so, like,
I didn't know that.
Were here, so we had barbecue and brisket. And, like, it was great. I have no idea what Cleveland's food is. I know I like Little Italy when I come to Cleveland, but I don't know if that's going to be in the press box.
I'm thinking pierogies.
Yeah.
Pierogies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carbs.
All right.
Yeah, the beef price.
A lot of carbs. not a lot of health food per se.
I may stick to the cookies.
Yeah, you might. You might. Those are the enjoyable carbs, exactly.
Thanks, man.
All right, thanks, brother.
See you guys Sunday. Take care.
All right, fill your game day cooler with the refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Smooth, real brewed tea with a 5% kick of alcohol. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea. Keep it twisted. You listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Browns fans, head to Vivid Seats, purchase VIP lounge experience packages. Packages come with lower bowl ticket, parking, all-inclusive food and beverage, and the opportunity to watch players leave the locker room through the tunnel access. Visit vividseats.com/Browns today for more. Your Sunday forecast, don't worry about it. It's a dome. But it will be 67 with a real feel of 71, mostly sunny. God, that's going to feel good to you boys.
It's going to be great.
Around in the sun. You going to play golf? Sunday morning.
There's no time.
Sure there is. First tee time?
No time.
Quick nine?
It's a business trip.
Quick 9?
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
You're not playing.
I wouldn't be opposed to it. But still, it's a 1 o'clock kick there.
What is the thing what is the line?
When's my bus give
What is Sobchak's line?
9:15.
What is Sobchak's line?
Walter?
Yeah, when he goes, what do you mean? You're not, what's the part, the back and forth?
When he's like over the line with Don, with the hippie
Oh, the
guy?
Pomeranian.
The Pomeranian. It's a show dog with
No, but he goes,
papers.
what do you mean bring it bowling? It's not taking your turn, dude. It's not like
it's
that's
like it's just a show dog.
Like, so when you were like, it's a game day, I'm like, I was using the Sobchak. That popped into my head.
I like that.
You're not playing
Walter.
in the game. You're calling it. Like, you got time to get a quick 9 in.
Hey, listen, and I'm done the TV portion of it. He is a big yoke on game day, though. He wants me here, he wants me there, he wants me everywhere.
Like a horse with a bridle.
Although it's this actually, it's a little bit better because
there's no TV.
Yeah, you have no TV.
Well, what about when do you guys get? Do you know when you get in?
I don't know if I could. Yeah, I think we get like 5.
Yeah, it's not. We don't get that extra day.
All right, there you go.
Sad.
Yeah, I think if we had 2 days,
Then you definitely could. Yeah. All right, you ready for your keys?
By the way, when we went last year and played, it was so hot that like I was just passed out in my room for like 6 hours
I
afterwards
remember that.
because I was just like gassed.
Yeah,
It was fantastic. It was a pool day.
that's nice. It's big.
Wasn't
needed
Dana
every-
White at the pool?
Huh?
If I remember, is that right?
What's that?
Wasn't Dana White at the pool
That's right.
hanging with Gibbe?
You'll run into that in Vegas. And this weekend it's going to be nuts because the F1 race is there. So you're going to have
F1. There's
really
a
star-studded.
festival in Old Vegas concert. It's free every night.
It's going to be a fun weekend in Las Vegas. Time for your keys to victory out in Sin City. And for the details on that, we turn it over to Dr. Z.
I really think I know the Browns are not favored in this game. I really think the Browns are the better team. I think you neutralize the run game of Ashton Genty and force the Raiders to be one-dimensional throwing the ball. I think we dominate their defensive line with our defensive line. And we're going to be able to get after him. When Geno Smith under pressure on the season, 44 rating, 6 interceptions, he has not been good. So I really think this is a game where we can neutralize them that way. Then you flip it around to when we have the football. Protect Shador. I think it's on the game plan that they've come up with. I know he's excited about it. Give him some clearly defined reads. Give him opportunities to throw the football down the field. That's what he does as well as anybody. Let him throw the football down the field, and I think we're going to hit some chunks. I think if we avoid catastrophes, so that's catastrophes on special teams. A catastrophe on offense would be taking 20-yard sacks or turnovers, and on defense it would be allowing a chunk play so they can get a one-play 80-yard drive. I think if we avoid those catastrophes, I know it's crazy. We are not favored. I don't see how we lose this game.
It's kind of a weird one to me, honestly, that we're not based on what they have been and how good our defense has been.
Because he was 4 of 16, and it
like,
looked
do you think
we
if
had no
Dylan was
answers
playing,
against-
we'd be the favorite?
Yes.
Like 1.5, 2.5, something like that.
2.5.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why. I mean, I think
because he just doesn't turn it over. I think Shador is a wild card to Vegas.
Yeah, and it's only a half. He was thrust into action and all of those things. I think that's why even in the over-unders, when we went 50, the over-unders committee went 53.5. Like, I think there is definitely a roadmap for him to win, completing less than that, just from the standpoint of I think you're going to see some shots, which is something. And if those go our way, if you hit on a couple of shots, you can miss some stuff. And look, he's going to see stuff he's never seen before in his life.
Yep.
On Sunday.
Yep.
He is.
Yep.
And so he's going to have to respond to that in real time. And so, yeah, who knows? But I do think it's going to be exciting, and I do think you're going to get some shots down the field in this one. So I just think our defense is going to be feasting. It's hard to imagine Miles and the boys up front not eating a lot.
I think so.
All right. Do pay attention. The score is coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily. We're presented by Bally Bet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. Please bet responsibly on 850 ESPN Cleveland. Leader invested over $100 million to build North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Ohio. Visit Rumpke.com to learn more about tours and how this facility helps grow our circular economy. Time for a little segment we like to call Do Pay Attention to the Scores.
To the scores. Yes, Bo, big bounce back week
Rally.
for you, baby.
Needed it.
Needed it. Solid 9-6, middling 8-7 for me. So we are counting with, including last night, we are now a combined 50 games over 500, both in the 20s.
Let's go.
So that's good. We like that. We like that, Gibba.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Greetings
But
and
this week we're back to going to college.
That's right. We're back.
We're back,
kids.
That's right. All right. Here we go. Week 12 in the National Football League. Sunday, 1 o'clock. No early games. No London. No Madrid. No nothing.
That's fine because we're on the West Coast. I'm fine with it.
I was going to say, we still get a little 1 o'clock action that we get to watch.
I really like it. I really like the 9 o'clock one.
Me too.
Same.
I don't have to, and I don't watch it in the sense of like locked in.
No,
I just have it on as I'm doing stuff on a Sunday morning and going in and out for groceries and the Costco runs and all of that. I just kind of like having it around. It's not bad.
If I were NFL Network,
Yeah.
why do you need a pregame show? Go to the league and go, we want a game back. We had Thursday night. We lost it.
It's a good idea.
Let's put one game on every.
It's coming. When we go to 18 games, every team's going to play. There'll be 2 buys in every team.
No,
will play
but
an
like,
international game.
let's just play an early game.
Like, you mean not abroad?
Like a 9:30
Yeah.
a.m. local.
What do you think is the earliest you could play local and still have an NFL-ish experience on the East Coast?
10.
Yeah, I was going to say 11. I mean, Ohio State does a ton of noon, and they complain about it all the time, and I think rightfully so. But I do think,
Well, you need to be 3 hours ahead of 1.
yeah, you wouldn't be able to have a situation. If you did 11, obviously, you'd bleed into the 1 o'clock game, so you'd have a little bit of that, which they do on Monday night. So you
When
could
they
do
have the
that.
double dip?
Yeah, you could stagger it a little bit. So, I mean, basically what a 9 o'clock game is what it's like living on the West Coast.
Yeah, it's great. When you had
pretty good.
10-1-4.
Yeah, it's nice.
I don't know. Maybe just
Or
in
10-1-5,
December.
I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, if you could do a doubleheader on Monday night, why can't I get an extra game on Sunday morning?
Yeah. No, I think we'll get there when everybody plays across the pond all the time, then you're going to get that, but yeah, I like it.
All right, here we go. We kick it off in Chicago. The Bears have won 3 in a row. They are in first place in the NFC North. Bears are 7-3. They have 3 linebackers out. Tremaine Edmonds, TJ Edwards, Noah Sewell. All 3 linebackers out. Aaron Rodgers is questionable. Here come the 6-4 Pukers into Chicago. Bo Bishop, lead us off.
Did you just say all the Bears linebackers are out?
3 linebackers are out.
Huh.
3.
And Rodgers?
Questionable.
How do we not
Questionable.
know? I feel like that's.
I
an
don't know if it
important
would
one for
affect
this.
me though.
There's something about him playing the Bears that would affect.
Well,
affect
that's
me.
valid. That's valid. I think we went over his record against them, and the Bears
25
have been,
and 5,
the Bears have been
including
kind of skating for a couple of weeks here. It pains me to do this, but I will take the Steelers outright, 17-16.
Segura.
Same but different. The Bears they just find a way, and I think this could easily end 17-16. The Bears.
Other way, yeah.
Yep. But same.
Yeah.
But same.
We will be watching what happens in Cincinnati. They have till 4 o'clock tomorrow to activate one Joe Burrow. The Bengals in a must-win game at home, taking on the undefeated on the road and the hottest team in the National Football League, New England Patriots. Mike Gesicki is up for the Bengals. Cam Taylor-Britt to IR. The Bengals defense has given up 27 or more points in 9 consecutive games. Bengals, Patriots, Zagura.
These are hard to not know who's playing quarterback for.
Very
teams.
difficult.
Yeah.
Very difficult. Yeah, it is tough.
So, these are ones that I wouldn't do anything with until Sunday.
Yeah.
I know that there's no Jamar Chase.
Yeah, throw that into the mix, too.
I think New England's really good. I just think that's a big number that a team that can score meaningless touchdowns can find its way inside. So I'm going to go Patriots 30, Bengals 25.
The last two teams to go to Cincinnati were the Jets and the Bears. They scored 39 and 47.
That's right.
And they do not have Drake May.
No, they don't.
And they do not have Travion Henderson. I think lights out Cincinnati, New England, big. Huge. New England, 67.
I don't like these lines this week.
I don't like them either. New England, 67. Bengals, 2.
2.
Yikes.
What if it's Joe Burrow? Bite your tongue. You don't think it's going to be Joe Burrow?
I don't. He was listed as limited today, and just the vibe out of there today seemed like that they're going to give him an extra 4 days.
To Detroit City we go. News out of Detroit today. Sam Laporta out for the season.
Yep.
Leons, second place, or actually third place, I guess, because Green Bay's got a tie at 6-4 now. It's amazing what happens with one loss. Lions hosting one of the worst teams in the National Football League in the 2-9 New York Football Giants. Jackson Dart is out. Jameis Winston gets the start again. Bo Bishop.
Yeah, G-Men have been really gamey recently. And they got bombed by the Eagles, but played the Niners tough, played the Packers tough. The Laporta news, I mean, Jameis, all of it. It just kind of feels like this is one where Jameis throws them to the other team a little bit, and that maybe this is a Honolulu Blue DLD victory Monday in a big way. I'm going to go Lions large in this one.
Take Monday off and get ready for Thanksgiving.
20.
Lions 37, G-Men 28.
Oh, God. Same but different.
I don't like these. I don't like any of these.
A lot of whole numbers, too, which is also weird because we haven't had those all year.
Because they listen to our show.
Yeah, I think they might.
Yeah, I would say this is becoming.
There's more whole numbers than not.
I know it. Lots changed.
This is a separation Sunday. The pretenders and the contenders. And here's another one in a must-win situation. It is the Minnesota Vikings at 4-6 on the season. They've lost 2 in a row. Vikings on the road in the land of cheese and beer. 6 players questionable for the Packers, including running back Josh Jacobs. Packers, Vikings, Zagora.
Wouldn't Gibby thrive as a Green Bay resident?
Yes. That's where
I think
cheese curds, beer.
I hear beer.
It's not a doubt in my mind.
I just feel like he would just be the king of the city.
He gets so excited when we go there.
I think he'd be the king of the city. I think he would be the king of the city. I really do.
He does. Oh, and I think in honor of that, the Packers, knowing that they are representing the great Gibbes, GB, it could be short for Gibbe. I think the Packers, I think that was a backbreaker for the Vikings last week. I think they lose that one. I think it has lingering effects. Justin Jefferson is getting very frustrated with J.J. McCarthy. The JJs are not on the same page there. I think the Packers win this one big, 7-0.
Yeah, samesies. It feels that way to me too. That it's funny. I was talking to Sam Monson about Shanahan, McVay, O'Connell earlier this week, and I'm like, what is it that they do? And he said, well, I think they're all different. But the thing that he hit me on O'Connell that really struck was he said he thinks O'Connell is very nurturing, that because he was a journeyman quarterback, because he was one of those guys who had to bounce around, that he almost is like a quarterback enabler. Mm-hmm. And I think he's got his hands full with J.J. McCarthy. Now, he missed all last year and all of that, but it has been rough. So, and especially letting Darnold go, all of it. I don't think it gets any easier this week, so samesies. But I thought that was an interesting anecdote, that he was very nurturing with his quarterbacks.
Up next, I'll give this one a candidate for the inmate game of the week. The Seahawks are really, really good. They're 7-3, coming off a tough loss last week at the hands of the Los Angeles Rams. Seahawks on the road in Nashtucky, taking on the Tennessee Titans. Titans have lost 5 in a row. Really, the only thing going for them is I think they put the final beam in their new stadium this morning. So, Titans hosting the Seahawks, Bo.
Last time a really good team went to Vegas, Vegas hung around into the second quarter, and then separation occurred, and that really good team was New England. I actually think Seattle's defense is going to be even more problematic. I think this is comfortable as well. I like Seattle bouncing back in a big way, 38. Let's go 34-17.
Yeah, I think they go into Tennessee. They handle the Titans. Titans are in disarray right now. And
you hear nothing about Cam Ward.
No.
Like,
Nope.
Nashville is one of the most glamorous cities in this country. Everybody's moving there. All of the boomtown of country music. You hear nothing about Cam Ward.
No.
Nothing. It's
No.
wild.
Ridley's on IR. Darnold's going to bounce back. He's going to have one of those games where he goes like 17 for 19 for 255 yards and 3 touchdowns. It's going to be a beating. Seahawks, huge.
Up next, this should be a later in the day game, but because of the Fox doubleheader, not the CBS doubleheader, you get Colts-Chiefs at 1 o'clock on Sunday. Isaiah Pacheco is out. Chiefs in need of a win, big. Luckily, they are 4-1 at home, and this game is at home because they're 1-4 away. Chiefs hosting the Colts, who are in a fight for the number 1 seed. Nathan.
I got to tell you something right now. It just makes absolutely no sense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think the Chiefs are going to have to do it, and they're going to have to do it bigly. They've not been great, but Danny Dimes starting to fumble the ball a little bit. That's been definitely a bit of a problem. And so with that being said and understanding all of that, it just makes me feel like this has to be a Chiefs win. They've got to win bigly.
Yeah.
Comfortable, get back in it. Otherwise, the nail's in the coffin. Now, you could say, Nathan, this is the definition of insanity. You keep taking the Chiefs, and they keep
Me
not
too.
getting it done. But this line, I know it's the Chiefs bump. I thought, heck, even Indy could be favored in this one. I should be taking Indy, and I'm not. I'm going to take the Chiefs to win this one 24-20.
Here's the thing that's pretty interesting about Kansas City. When they win bigly. Beat the Giants 22-9. They beat Baltimore 37-20. They beat the Detroit Leos 30-17. Beat Vegas 31-0, and then beat Washington 28-7. Now they've lost their last 2, and Mahomes has been pedestrian in both of those games. Yep. I'm going to go same but different. I'm going to go Chiefs win, but 24-21.
You're doing it.
24-21. They just keep burning me.
I know.
They keep burning me.
I'm going to go down with the ship.
Yep.
Final game in the 1 o'clock slate. The Tyrod Taylor era officially begins in New York/New Jersey as the Jets travel to Baltimore to take on the red-hot Baltimore Ravens, who have won 4 in a row, now 5-5, and 1 game back of the Squealers for first in the AFC North. Bo.
Ravens have been on the road, 3 straight wins, 28-6 over the Dolphins, 27-19 over the Vikes, and then, of course, here last week, 23-16. Last time they were at home, they beat the Bears 30-16. Mirror that.
With Snoop Huntley.
With Snoop Huntley. I think they beat the Jets at least by that. Give me Baltimore 30. Jets 14.
Same. I think they're gonna. No Garrett Wilson. There's nothing scary at all about that Jets offense. I think they get shut down. The Ravens defense has been very good of late. Yeah, I think the Ravens could score 14, and I think they would still do what they needed to do. And I think they'll score significantly more than that.
To the 4 o'clock slate, the team kind of emerging here in the AFC South to take on those Indianapolis Colts, the Jacksonville Jaguars. 6-4 on the year. Jags on the road, a trap game. They'll do it without Brian Thomas. Jags.
What? He's out again?
Yes. Jags at Cardinals. Arizona 3-7 on the football
Brian
season.
Thomas keeps practicing limited every single day for 2 weeks in a row, and now is out again.
He's out, and then their former number 1 pick, defensive lineman, he's out.
Josh Allen?
No.
The kid from Georgia Walker?
Yeah. Yep.
Well, this is.
Do you know the
fun.
last time that the Arizona Cardinals won it? I know this is your pick. The last time they won at home was they only have 1 home win, and it was in week 2. Arizona.
Man. Yeah, this is a hard one because you don't want to choose the drink in front of you.
No, I wouldn't run. This is a gross one.
Yeah, this is a gross one. I'm going to stick with what I thought originally, which is that the Jags win this game. And I really do think they will. I don't know that it's going to be bigly. I think this is kind of a lull. You go out there to the desert. You're having a good time. Jags 31, Cards 30.
Same. I thought you were going to go a different way. I'm going to go samesies with you on that.
Next up, America's Game of the Week. Should be us. Instead, it's the Philadelphia Eagles at 8-2 on the road in Big D, taking on the 4-5-1 Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboy wide receiver core showing us what not to do when we go to the Red Rocks Hotel on Saturday night. Cowboys hosting the Eagles, Bo.
I don't know if I'm just intoxicated with the state of Texas because of what appears to be the TCU enrollment policies and Landman. I don't know if the Cacio
you
de
did watch
Pepa,
it.
I don't all of it. I mean, what a scene. 11 minutes at the dinner table was that scene.
Incredible. Well,
Just
didn't last that. It didn't even feel like it lasted that long because it ended very quickly.
really
The admission scene was great.
Your earmuffs on. G-Man hasn't seen it yet.
The admissions,
Oh, my
admission scene is.
I just
really
like how
great.
they just do this thing where they just have Tommy just go from one circumstance to the next being omniscient.
Yep.
It's so great. And
Yep.
and Billy Bob, it's the most ridiculous show, but it's really fun. I really
Very
like
fun.
it. Give me the boys. The boys are beating Philly in Big D. Jarrah should have got an Emmy for his performance last season on Landman, by the way.
Eagles are broken on offense, and what's the recipe to fix that? It's the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, they're bad.
A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, they sing Kumbaya. Eagles in a shootout, 35-29.
Onward we go quickly. This is the inmate game of the week. The gutless Falcons on the road taking on the New Orleans Saints. Saints still haven't released Brandon Cooks, but I guess it's happening at some point here between now and Sunday. Falcons 3-7, Saints 2-8. Zagura. Kirk Cousins.
Yep.
He's washed.
He's washed.
Yeah.
No Drake London. No bueno. What's the abbreviation for New Orleans? No. Stay away from this game.
Yep.
No.
Tie.
New Orleans, 3. Falcons, -7.
Yeah, same.
On to Sunday Night Football. Tampa Bay 6-4, but when it matters and they play big games, not so much this year. Tampa
they
Bay
like
on the
5-0?
road
Yeah.
at SoFi taking on Los Angeles at 8-2. Bo.
I just don't understand why this number is so big unless somebody just believes that it should be, because Tampa Bay's been competitive in a lot
Bucky
of games.
Irving's
and
out
that's
of
a
it
big
band.
one.
was. I think the Rams are much better than Buffalo, and Buffalo was 6.5.
That was 5.5 Buffalo.
We saw disparate.
Oh, yeah, that's
disparate
right,
things,
that's
and
right,
we
yeah.
we used 5.5.
Yeah, well,
Didn't matter.
either way, it didn't matter. You saw what happened last week. I think it continues this week. Ram it bigly.
Yeah, the Bucks just might not be good.
They might not be. Yeah, we'll do our game and get you set for your game day Sunday coming up next. You'll listen to Cleveland Browns Daily, presented by Ballybet, official sports betting partner of your Cleveland Browns. All right, Gibby, you got a quick mailbag?
Yeah, real quick from David. We didn't get to it yesterday. When you go to a steakhouse, what cut of steak are you ordering, and what sides to pair with a steak?
Typically ribeye.
Yep.
I would say 99.9% of the time ribeye. But now I've started to get into if a place has a bone-in filet,
Yeah.
every now and then I'll indulge in that. Or if they've got an American Wagyu strip, I like the Wagyu gives kind of the flavor of the ribeye, but in the texture of the strip, which I like.
Yeah, I'm a ribeye guy.
Yeah, I mean,
What drink
99%,
best
yeah.
pairs with said steak?
what?
Drink.
Red
A
wine is pretty
Cabernet
dang
or
good,
a
buddy.
Left Bank Bordeaux.
He also
Yeah, I think in ideal world, I love a martini into a glass of wine into a bourbon.
So I'm a tequila into my wine, and then more wine,
Then more wine,
and then
yeah.
maybe some more.
David also adds, I went to Golden Steer last year, and you must try the tableside made bananas Foster's.
Oh, baby. Oh,
There you go.
baby.
Speaking my
I leave
language.
that with you with a mailbag.
Boy, that is very, very nice. Very, very nice. All right, we've got a score, Gibby.
We do. Ohio State Rutgers, Bo.
I don't think they're even playing Rutgers. I think they're already seeing winged helmets in maize and blue. I think
don't know
they're
if that's
gonna,
good or bad.
Well, I think they're going to get up 4 touchdowns and put the Ferrari back in the garage, and we'll see you next week. So I like Ohio State winning 35-7 or something like that. I don't think they're going to be worried about pedal to metal.
Zagura
If I was in
Sunday,
that huddle, they would be.
Allegiant Stadium. Raiders, Browns, 405 kick.
I honestly see no other outcome than a complete a beating.
Yep.
37, 38, 38-0 Browns.
Can you imagine a victory Monday if that happens? How much
Oh,
fun
I
we'll
can.
have.
Boy, can
Pure
I.
joy. By the way, go Cats, beat the Grizz, Brawl of the Wild this weekend, Montana State, Montana. And away we go. We'll be back here Monday to break it all down either way. Thanks for listening, everybody. Cleveland Browns Daily presented by Bally Bet on 850 ESPN Cleveland.